Lew and Ron, we have a caller who would like to speak about in defense of the parasites, as he says.
Okay.
Let's go to Bill. How are you doing, Bill?
Okay. First of all, I'd like to wish Ron Smith the very best in this terrible battle against the illness that he has. I disagree with Mr. Smith on most things, but I do wish him the very best. Okay?
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number two, I really take issue with Mr. Rockwell calling our government workers parasites. Now, in the first place, a lot of those government workers that are civilians, not even military, that work in our intelligence agencies are one of the reasons that we got bin Laden. Some of those parasites that Mr. Rockwell has been labeling as people who do not contribute to our society, and that includes the TSA, are people who are quite arguably helping to protect his butt so he can get on your show and shoot his big mouth off. And I find his words disgraceful.
Well, Lew, would you like to respond?
Well, we can know they're parasites because they earn their money by force. It's not like a voluntary market transaction where we can know that somebody is valuable. These guys put a gun to your head and say, pay up or you're going to jail, resist, and we will kill you. That is the nature of the government. So the government is the one institution in society which claims and exercises the right to initiate violence against the innocent. And, of course, we're supposed to be thankful for this. By the way, government employees, on average, at all levels, make double what the victim taxpayer makes. Double. These are our overlords. They live it up. They do relatively little work. And as to our intelligence agencies, they're part of the whole military-industrial complex that brought on 9/11. Because we've been meddling in other people's countries for all these years, establishing dictators, overthrowing their governments, doing all kinds of horrendous torturing, killing, as I say, installing dictators, Mubarak, the Shah, all the bunch of them. It caused backlash. And so the rest of us in this country who weren't part of the so-called intelligence agencies suffered from what these people did to us. As to the TSA, the idea that they should be able to feel up your sexual organs to get on a plane, and even to take off your shoes. No civilized country in the world, by the way, makes you take off your shoes. This is an old CIA tactic to make you humiliated and to make you easy to control. It has nothing to do with security. This is all security theater. One of the things about people who go into the government and rise to the top, and this is not everybody in the government, but the people who rise to the top like crushing others. They like putting their boot on your throat. They get a charge out of it. Some of them like killing people. They like bombing other countries. They get a kick out of it. So do we want more of this kind of conduct in society? Do we want less? Already we have the biggest, most powerful, richest government in the history of the world by many magnitudes, the U.S. government. And, of course, now they're telling us with their ridiculous super committee stuff that, of course, we have to pay more taxes to them, let them be even richer, and make us poorer. The U.S. government is making every single American taxpayer poorer, and we should keep that in mind when they now are telling us they want more money, more power. They want you to be entirely naked before them in every sense, to control you, to run your life, run your family, run your business, run your school, run your community, and you're just supposed to salute and say, yes, sir, here's my wallet, here's my child, here's my life. A lot of us are now saying, no, we're not going to do it.
May I just respond with just a couple of sentences?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So somehow, according to the great Mr. Rockwell, we have a Gestapo totalitarian society with a jackboot on our throats, telling us that if we do not conform to the laws and the principles of the United States, we will be executed or maybe thrown into a 21st century style Auschwitz. And the reason that 3,000 people got blown to pieces on 9/11 is because of the CIA and our other intelligence agencies. I'm going to hang up. I've seen some raving lunatics on your show, Ron Smith, but this guy takes the cake.
You actually haven't seen them. You've heard them.
Maybe on YouTube.
You know, the U.S. government, by the way, we'll just take the case of Iraq, killed 1 million people in this whole adventure in Iraq, a country that had never done anything to us, and overthrow a secular regime, which, of course, they're now doing it in Syria, too, so they can bring the Islamic fundamentalists to power to make more trouble, because empires love trouble. It gives them the reason to expand. U.S. has got 900 military bases in other people's countries. We feel perfectly free to send in the Predator drones and kill people, and we're supposed to think that doesn't cause a problem for us. It doesn't cause people to hate our guts. Why do we mind our own business? We got plenty of problems in this country we need to worry about. We're in a depression. We need to worry about that. We cannot afford this empire. It's immoral, and it's only good for the Wolfowitzes and the Lockheeds and the Boeings and all those guys.
Failing.
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
failing.